everyone. I welcome you all to the revision class of Computer, Chapter 6, and Introduction to C++. In this video, I am going to discuss some important points or the summary of the chapter, as I've already explained the chapter to you people in the offline class. So let us begin. Before starting, we should be knowing what is a language, the medium through which we can express our feelings either by writing or speaking is termed as a language, right? For example, if I want to communicate to you people, I would be communicating through a language that is commonly known by both of us. Similarly, for communicating to the computer also, we need a language, and that language is a programming language. A programming language is a set of computer instructions that contain certain symbols and words according to syntax. So what is a programming language? It is a set of computer instructions that contains its own symbols and words that are written according to certain rules. So it is basically the instructions which we give to the computers, then they are executed and in a sequence, and they help to process the data which is otherwise converted into the information. Some of the commonly used programming languages are BASIC, Logo, Fortran, C++, Java. In this video, we are going to study about C++, as already said. So let us discuss, before starting with actually C++, let us go through the development of programming languages. Let us move to the next slide. Development of programming languages, right? So here, my dear students, as you already know, the development of programming languages is divided into three categories: machine language, assembly language, and high-level language. In machine language, the programming was done only with binary numbers, that is 0 and 1. All the expressions and statements were used in this language, that is machine language. All the expressions were made only from 0 and 1, and it was machine dependent, right? That means if I write any of the program in machine language, it can run on one system on one machine, but the same program cannot be run on the different machines. So it was a machine dependent language. That is why that was a drawback, and it became difficult for the users to learn, and therefore only it was designed. Therefore, that means different programs we need to design for different machines in programming language. So in order to come over the drawback of machine language, we move on to assembly language. It was simpler than the machine language, and what did it use? It used mnemonic codes. Assembly language used mnemonic codes for the programming, but again, it was also machine dependent. Okay, so in order to understand machine assembly language, a special programmer, a special software, or a translator was used to convert the assembly language to machine language. After that came the development of the high-level language. The high-level language was very easy to understand, as it used simple English words, or the basic English words, which were easily understood by every person. The instructions were simple English words. Coding was also very easy, and the most important point is that it was a machine independent language. So it was very easy to learn and use. And we use either a compiler or interpreter to convert this high-level language to the machine language. Why? Because machine language is a language that is basically understood by the computer. So this was about the development of language. So machine language used All the expressions were made from 0 and 1. Assembly language used mnemonic codes, and high-level language used basic English words. Machine language only used, it was machine dependent. Assembly language was also machine dependent, and high-level language was machine independent. That was the biggest advantage of the high-level language. So let us see a few questions as they are given also in your book. How can we divide the development of programming language? I've already made you the answer right in the class. We can divide the development of programming language into 3 categories: machine language, assembling language, and high-level language. Let us come to the next question. Name 2 high-level languages: C++, Basic, Logo, any name you can write, again, as already discussed. Next is, what is a language? A language, again, I told you, it is a medium through which we can express our feeling to the another person, either by writing or speaking. See, please just focus. It is what is a language. It is not as what is a programming language. If it is asked what is a programming language, and that you have to write, it is a set. A programming language is a set of computer instructions that contain certain symbols and words according to syntax that we have to write in programming language. Moving on to the next question. How is programming done in machine language? I hope everyone would be able to answer this question. The programming was done in machine language in the form of 0 and 1. All the expressions that were used and all the statements that were used, they were made of only 2 binary numbers, that is 0 and 1. Moving further, now we have MCQs, multiple choice questions. So C++ was developed in early which year? 1980s. C++ was developed in the early 1980s. It uses, the C++ uses the concept of OOPS, that is object-oriented programming structure. Okay, it uses the concept of OOPS. That encapsulation is an important feature of C++. So when you're going to go to higher class, when you're going to study C++ in a detailed manner, at that time you would be able to learn more about encapsulation. That is an important feature of C++. Moving further, we have some of the important points that are there in the chapter with the help of about C++, right? C++ is a high-level language that was originally developed from C. And like I've already discussed in MCQs, it was developed early in 1980s by Jain. The name of the inventor is very, very important. It was developed in early 1980s by Jain. It can handle large programs very easily to meet the growing software requirements, right? It is a programming language. With the help of C++, we can write many programs, okay? And many large programs can be written with the help of C++. That is a growing demand for the software, right? It is a growing demand for the software. It was basically derived from C. Now, how it is possible to write large program with the help of the C++? For that, I have already told you in the class that it has some of the important features. It is a versatile language. Versatile means it can be used in many different ways. It has many different uses, because of which it can write very large programs. Then, since it is a high-level language, it is machine independent. It is machine independent. Then it supports modular programming. Why? Modular means we can divide our program into parts and we can write, right? Similarly, the computer can execute or compile or run the programs in parts, and thus it is easy to use. Then it is used for compiling the databases. Okay, compiling means if we are writing anything in one language that can be easily converted into the another language for the next computer, and that is why it is used for compiling various databases. You already know, when you are arranging your data in a particular manner, right? When you are arranging your data in a particular manner based on some criteria, that is a database. So because of all these useful features, then all the others we have already discussed, that it is used, the code is reusable, and it uses the concept of oops. Encapsulation is a feature of C++. So all because of all these important features, the C++ can be used for writing the large programs and help to meet the growing software requirements. One more topic is there, that is character set. Okay, so the what is character set? It is a collection of various characters which are used to form words, numbers, and expressions in a program. Okay, so in a program, character set is very important. Why? Because it tells us which expression, which words, which numbers that we can use in the particular program, right? And each language has its own character set. It has its own definition. It tells us that which programs that we can use, or which words, which expressions, which numbers, or what else we can use in statements for writing the program of that particular language. So similarly, the character set of C++ includes all the small, we can use all small and capital letters. We can use digits 0 to 9. We can use some special characters, and we also can use white space, blank space, form feet, and all. So each language has its own character set, which helps the particular program to form different statements which can be used in that language. So this was a summary. I hope all the questions have already been discussed in the class. Few of the questions are discussed here. I hope it might be clear to everyone. So please go through the video, do all the questions, and complete your work in the copy so that it is beneficial for you people. Thank you, my dear students, for listening to me. Thank you very much.